a little bit better. My hair is just like excellent today. Excellent hair today. All right. So I'm going to post on our activity that I'm live. Don't watch me be all weird. Let's see. Okay, see if anybody's gonna want to come on in. So I'm just giving it a few minutes. Drinking water. So, once it hits 5 minutes, I will go ahead and start, even if no one's here besides Michael. Hello, Michael. My hair is atrocious today, so I got the switch set up. I got Nintendo Online, and I got Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing is halfway done downloading. And showed Andy that we got some of those like free download games. So I had a sandwich too. I have a bit of a stomach ache today, so sandwich and water it is today. But it's so little. Yes, you are. I made sure that you were added first, and then I can do whatever after that. So I know there were a couple of people who were thinking that they were going to come, but well, I got that thing that they connect to, so that'll probably be good. Although I'm already used to like having one in each hand and like kind of like whatever all over. Although Alexis saw them. I should have got gray ones because she really likes these and wants to play. I'm actually surprised that she went downstairs with Andy because she really wanted to play with them. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I posted an activity that I was live now too, but I don't know. Oh, hi. No, I got my Switch. It was going to come in tomorrow, but they actually emailed me at like 2:30 today, and they were like, "Oh, your Switch is in," and so I ran and got it. That way, Animal Crossing can download while I do this, and then after this, it's apparently kids' bath time at least, and then maybe I'll get to play a little bit. But we'll see. But I was just showing Michael. Thank you, my tech guy. Is it in Twitch? Would you like be a moderator for me? Is that how that works? So you didn't do your pizza thing? I watched a little bit of a streamer was playing Dead Before Dawn, and I was like, wow, this is a little scary. A little nerve-wracking. I don't know if I can watch this while I'm trying to work. All right, so I had everything here, and then my family came home. So I was sitting here talking, and yes, I understand it has dead in the name, but like when like these people are being chased, they're like there's like a heartbeat, and it beats faster and faster and faster, and like the person who's trying to kill you gets closer, and it's really nerve-wracking. I don't like it. So anyway, I went over that 5 minutes that I said I was going to take, but today we will be making the sloth. And so when I picked out this pattern, I of course did not pay attention to anything but, oh my God, it's a cute sloth. And did not realize that there's a bunch of new stitches on here. So hooray, we get to learn new stitches, in which I knew most of them. So I just refreshed myself really quick, but I by no means am great. So hopefully you have your little guy traced onto your thing, and of course I have mine in a hoop. And so the picture actually to frame him up has him in a 6-inch hoop. I put him in a 7 just to stitch him. I actually don't have any 6s, of course, because I just bought a bunch of 5s. So I'll have to find a 6-inch hoop to put him in when I'm done, but that's a problem for another day. So if you printed out the pattern looks like this. It's got all of the stuff kind of lettered, so you know what colors they used. Of course, you can use whatever colors that you want or that you had. I actually put in a Michael's order and got the exact colors because I'm weird like that. But anyway, so it'll actually tell you on here how many strands to use. So if you watched my last live class on embroidery, I did mention that yes, a U order. No, the store, Michael's. I actually told you that, so the DMC floss comes in 6 strands. And so on this one, it tells you how many strands it wants you to use. So what I'm going to start with is I'm actually going to start with the sloth body. I can prove it isn't because you're not rich enough to own a chain of stores. So, sloth body is marked as G, is DMC 3790. That's not it. I have a gigantic mess over here. 3790, yay. So it's a joke because his name is Michael. It's not his. It's not. So again, like I said in the last class, you want to obviously cut enough that you're going to stitch with, but do not cut something super long because otherwise it'll start wrapping around itself and knotting, and it'll be really great fun. So the sloth body is this brownish color. Of course, use whatever color that you want for sloth body. And you want to use 3 strands. If you heard that noise, that's just my rabbit, don't worry. 3 strands. So what I assumed was just, no, heck no. We're going to get through this so I can go play some Animal Crossing. No, I'm going to show you, I'm not going to rush. I'm going to show you all the different stitches that we're going to do. So, I thought that the sloth was mostly going to be back stitching. It's actually a stem stitch, which was the one I actually didn't know and I had to look up. It's fairly simple to do. It's just kind of overlapping stitches, and it makes it look better, like a good outline of a body rather than, because sometimes when you do back stitching, there's tiny little holes between where your back stitches come in. This one actually overlaps, so it's kind of a really nice, thick, solid line. So, of course, you're going to knot the end of your floss. I can hear Annabelle just screaming downstairs, just screaming. So, knot it up a little bit here. Yay! Good. And then Ellie is like right over here listening to me. So I actually want to pull up this picture as well, just because it does an okay job labeling the color of everything on here, but not a perfect job. So here we go. Here we go. Okay. That makes sense. And I was looking at the feet, little claw things, and I wanted to make sure I knew what I was doing. So I'm actually going to start. Oop. Best way to do this. All right, so you see right here his little foot. Like, I'm going to start at his back foot here, And so this little circle area right here, this is a different color. But these that come down, that's this brown color. So this little circle where his claw would be, that's a different color. So we won't do that. So we're gonna start just going down the side here. I'm being too perfectionist about it. So go ahead and have your little needle popping out there. And then go a little bit ways away. Maybe like right there. And go ahead and pull it, but don't pull it all the way through. Leave a little bit of kind of a loop there. I mean, it doesn't really matter how big of a loop you do, because this is where that stem stitch is going to come in to play here. And what we're actually going to do is in the middle of this stitch, you're going to pop your, well, I should actually show you what I'm doing. You're going to pop your needle out right in the middle there. Okay. And so this is what it looks like. And I'm going to pull that. And I'm going to make sure that the thread coming out is on top. And then I can pull it tight. And so now you have the thread coming out the middle, but on top here. And then you're going to go a little ways again. And go a little ways down. Go through. But again, leave that loop, pull it down. And again, go halfway. Stick your needle in. That's the sound it makes. Okay. Go a little ways again. Got my needle. Sure. I'll show you. And then pull it. Of course, don't pull it straight. And then again, go halfway between. And it goes. And then, well, so this is what's called the stem stitch. Don't ask me why it has that name. But you get kind of this overlapping, but it looks more solid. I'm glad I could do that again for you. And then poke right in the middle there. Tighten that up. This is why you don't do too much thread. I always do too much. Too much. Anyway, so that's the stem stitch. And so what you're going to do is you're going to go all the way around your slothy body. And I'm going to show you on this because it's a little bit darker. So you're going to go all the way around your slothy body, except for these little ends where his little hooks are, or his claws, they're like hooks. Those are a different color. And around his face is a different color, and his eyes and his nose. Those are all different colors. So basically just the outline of his body is this color. And then for like his claws and the outline of this inside face, that's a lighter color. They did, see, that is 8. So 822. So they did kind of like a light cream color. So on the spacing, do you want a small section to be 1 thread wide and the other portion to be 2? I'm not sure what you mean by that one. When you're doing the stem stitch. So for the stitching here, I mean, it's personal preference how wide you want the stitching to be. But you're not, when you're coming back through, you're not splitting anything. So I'll do it again. So in this one, I'm just going to go down a little ways and I'll poke through here. And then you still want your thread like this, and then you poke through the back right in between, right in the middle from the end. Oh, wait. I did that wrong. I'm sorry. You want to poke through here where your last stitch ended. That's why mine looks so funky. I apologize. This is the one that I had to learn for class. Anyway, that's why it looks so funky. We can edit this out in post, right? Just kidding. I figured you guys would be okay with it. Just put in the notes. Amanda screwed up. And so the real lesson starts at 22 minutes. Anyway, so so for that very first stitch, you do have to go in the middle, but on all your subsequent stitches, you go and poke your needle through where your last stitch ended. Did you hear that screaming? Oh my God. So then now we go over and we still go a little ways, poke through, and then we come back up right where that last stitch ended. That looks so much better. Don't mind me. So then, of course, you poke right through where that other stitch ended. I'm going to blame Michael for this. Sounds about right. So again, go a little ways and then come back through right where your last stitch ended. You were the one that told me to go right after work and get my switch. I most certainly was not distracted setting that up. Okay. So go back. And then we'll go up, right, where that last stitch ended. You gave me the idea. Okay, so yeah, so this is what it looks like. And that is the stem stitch. And so the stem stitch, is done for the sloth body, as well as his little claws and the inside of his face, and like the little eye patches that he has, like these eye patches right here. Those are the stem stitch, as well as the tree branch, the six tree branch parts. So then see, Michael sent me a snap and I thought it was something important like, hey, your stream sucks. Nope. As well as the little lines that come out. It says A right there, these lines that come out. Those are stem stitch as well, but these little leaves, those are a different stitch. It's okay, I'm just teasing. And so that stitch is called the lazy daisy stitch. So I will show you the lazy daisy stitch. So those are color B, which is 912, which is this nice, like green. Like if you wanted a real green, this is a real green. Beautiful, wonderful, just green. You have no idea what's going on with this stuff here. So, no, I don't want to be green. I don't like green. I was kind of poking fun at somebody who was new on the sub, and sometimes I post on those intros and ask them what people's favorite colors are. And he said his favorite color was green, and I said that I can't be friends with him. I was kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just joking. All right, so cut a little bit off of here. And then of course, again, we're gonna split, and we're gonna do three colors. I'm sorry, that is so not true. Man, I just really love this like counter that I have that tells me the participants. Oh, okay, so we lost a participant. That's why I was like, I see someone is here, someone new is here, but it still tells me the same number. That's because somebody else dropped. That's fine. Pardon my ramblings. All right, so again, make a knot. I actually did finish my cat embroidery too, and I sent it to a friend in California, part of a little care package. And I was telling Michael, I actually forgot to take a picture of it before I sent it to her. Whoops. I do that so much now. I finish something and I get so excited that I finished it. And send it to whoever it was meant for, and then I never take a picture for myself. So I'm like, oh yeah, I made this really cool thing that I don't have a picture of. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna start down at the point. And so the point is where it's connecting to the little branch. That's the point. Wow, okay. No, that's okay. I just need to remember. And so down at this point, right here, so there it is right here, and here's the point. And so now we're gonna go right back in that same hole, okay? And you're like, wait, but it's gonna unravel or it's gonna come out. No, it's not, just wait. Just wait, I got you. All right, so now you have this loop here, okay? And so don't pull it all the way through because obviously it'll come out. Wow, I had big eyes. What you're gonna do is down where this loop part is, so you can see here's the loop part here. You're actually going to go to the top of the loop and you're going to stick your needle through, and then you're gonna lay this loop like this. So it's inside there, and then as you tighten it, tell me why you're being so crazy. There you go. So just like this, and you don't want to pull super tight because otherwise you're going to lose that nice loop there. And then you go on the other side of it. So for me, it's like the top side of it here. Go right next to where you had just gone. My neighbors are making so much noise. And then pull it through. There he is. All right, let's do another one because that's a little bit complicated. So I'm going to do another one down here. So where it attaches to the branch down here. Sorry, I got to tighten this up a little bit. It got a little loosey-goosey. All right, so where it attaches to the branch, go ahead and put your needle in. It's okay. Look at what mommy's doing. All right, and so now we'll go right back into that same hole. And we'll leave this nice big loop here. We're not ready to play yet. Nope. And then, so we'll leave this nice and big. And then at the top of, oh, my eyes. At the top of this, seriously, the top of this drawn leaf here, go ahead and put my needle through, and then make sure that it's going into this loop here. Tighten it up a little bit, but don't yank it tight. So now it's got that, and then on the other side, just like that. And then you can certainly tighten or loosen them, make them how you want them. I have to do a little bit of tightening on mine because it's loose on the back, and so I don't want it loose on the back here. But that is the lazy daisy stitch. And so that is every one of your little leaves are the lazy daisy stitch. And that's the only thing that uses the lazy daisy on here. No. All right, so the next one we're gonna do is the flowers. And the flowers are the woven wheel stitch. So let's pick the small flower. And so I'm going to pick a small flower here, and that color is E3833. I think that's one of my new colors. So that's one of my new colors here. I had to close the blinds here because the glare was so bad. All right. So the woven wheel stitch, 3 strands again. I know Alexis is just dying to play the switch. She has to wait. So I'll probably end up letting her play a little bit before I get into Animal Crossing. Otherwise, I'll never hear the end of it. All right, so the woven wheel stitch. Have you ever done any, like as a kid or whatever, ever done any like weaving where you had to weave under and over? That's kind of what we're gonna do here. So in the woven wheel stitch, you have an odd number of lines. You always want to make sure it's odd number. So on these flowers, there are 5 lines. And so what you want to do, we'll start up through the middle here. So you can see here's my little like pinwheely thing here. Start up through the middle, and I'm just going to go and make these lines. So there's my first one right there. And then I'll go back in the middle and do another one. There we go. Oh my goodness, I'm having a hard time. Need a disclaimer on all my videos. I am not a professional. I am a professional amateur. And that's a terrible thing about me, like doing all of these projects with you guys and showing you how to do this, because then I end up with half finished projects all over my house. And so then I like, oh my God, I have to finish that. Oh my God, I have to finish that. But it was pretty nice with the cat thing because my friend really liked it. She has 2 cats. I did also send her candy with it too. All right, so this is what it looks like when it's done. It's like a little star. It's got the 5 lines there. And so for the woven wheel stitch, pretty simple, especially if you've done any type of weaving stuff before. You want to come back up, not in the middle, but right next to the middle. So let me get a good one going here. Yeah, okay. I was like, wait, can they see me sticking out my tongue? All right, so right next to the middle, pull it through, and you're actually now just gonna work on the top. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna weave. And so you will start and you'll go under, so I went under that one, I'll go over the next one. So under, over, under, over, under. That looks so funny. And I'm trying to make it so you guys can see it too. Under, over the next thread, under, and eventually when you're going through, you'll see the reason that you did an uneven number is because the one you went under the last round, you're going over now. So it's under, over, under, over. And so basically you want to just keep going around until it is as big as your circle that you had drawn. And this is the woven wheel. And you know, what they were saying was, like, if you wanted a really huge one, you could do more lines and make this nice big one and everything. Hi, Tiff. Tiff, you need to embroider a sloth. Did you ever get your yarn? I haven't been on the Discord very much. I've been super busy with work, kids. Oh, of course it's late. That's okay. That video will be there for a while. You know, honestly, when I started doing this, I did not anticipate the quarantine to last so long. I was like, oh, let's do this for a couple weeks. And then, so I only had ideas for like a little bit. And then like, oh, okay, well, this isn't ending. So let's see what we can come up with. you'll get it, Tiff. You'll get it, and you'll make this beautiful scarf right in time for it to be too warm to wear. So then you have to wait till next year. All right, so I'm going to show you what this looks like now because it looks really cute. It looks like a little flower. And so that's the woven wheel. Pretty simple, right? The last, well, there's back stitching. So if you don't know how to do back stitching, I do cover the back stitching in the cat embroidery class. So when I'm done with this, I will go to the cat embroidery and I will put in the comments of this one the start of where I start showing you back stitching so that you could see the back stitching if you needed to. Back stitching, that is done. And the only place that is done is the little lip flaps. That's what I call them, the lip flaps under the nose. So that is the only spot that the back stitching is. So right down there, it's so small, just a little bit of black back stitching there. So if you don't know what that is, I will get that added. Or I will bribe my moderator to do it. We'll see. Anyway, the last stitch that is on here, so we did the stem stitch, we did the lazy daisy, we did the woven wheel, and well, we didn't do the straight stitch, I guess. The straight stitch is literally just a stitch, right? That's it. Hi, Michael. I think what she's calling straight stitch is the satin stitch that we did in the last one, I'm pretty sure. So I will do that as well on the bottom. I don't know, she has the eyes as the straight stitch, but you could also do what I'm going to show you now, which is the French knot. So you could pick. I really think those eyes are too small to do a satin stitch on, but you could try it. Anyway, the last thing is French knots. Could you see me roll my eyes? French knots. French knots are like tough for me anyway. But I will do them for you because I love you. All right, so all the little dots, they're like little berries or whatever that are on the pattern. Those are French knots. Oh, and it actually uses the same color that I'm already using. Handy. So E and F. So E was here and F. Do I have to use E anywhere else? Nope. All right. So I'm gonna make sure that my yeah, I think that's done. I think if I do any more, it'll just look funny. I done filled it out. All right, so I'm going to go back down to the back here. So I'm going to do a French knot. So what a French knot is wherever you want your French knot, you're going to come right up, right where it's at. So wherever one of your dots is, just come right up. And then what you're going to do, you're going to point your needle away from your work, and you're going to wrap around. The number of times you wrap around is how big your knot is, French knot is going to be. This one talks that they only want you to do two wraps, right? And then you want to make sure it's as tight as you can against your canvas or your fabric or whatever. And then you're going to go right back down. And I always go not right into the hole, but like right next to the hole and push down. So make sure you're keeping a hold of your yarn here, or your yarn. I'm so used to saying yarn, your thread here. And you're going to pull this needle through. Then I can let it go. And that is a French knot. So go ahead and do it again. So go ahead and poke up right where I want my French knot to be. You're going to point away, wrap it around. This one calls for twice. If you wanted a bigger French knot, you would wrap around more. Make sure you have it tightly down. Are you guys able to see this? Does this look good? And then pull your needle up and poke right next to it, like right next to it. Make sure you're keeping a hold of this. The tighter, I mean, you don't want to like squeeze it so hard, but you want to hold it nice and firm, because that's what makes a nice tidy French knot. So there's the French knots. Okay, I looked at the pattern again for those eyes because I was like, satin stitch, it's so small. No, it's not. The eyes want you to do just a single stitch, but with all 6 of your strands, okay? That's what makes it. So that's good. Okay. And then your back stitching for the lip flaps. So everything is taking 3 strands of yarn, 3 strands of thread, except for the eyes, which is all 6 strands in just 1 stitch. The back stitching for the lip flaps, those are 2 strands, so it's a little bit thinner. And the nose is also, so the eyes and the nose is that single stitch. All your little berries, those are French knots. All your leaves are the lazy daisy. All the circles are those woven wheels. And then all the straight lines, those are the stem stitches. Okay, so if you have any questions on this, please feel free to ask me. I did have the link for the pattern download so that you can have that, because that kind of explains everything as well. There's also links if, like, for some reason you just couldn't get it from what I was saying. She also has links on her website that shows how to do each stitch. And I would love to see them when they're done. It's going to take me a little while to finish mine. It's a little bit more ambitious than the cat, but I will finish it eventually. I hope you all enjoyed. Have a good night. I will see you back probably this weekend for jewelry.